introduction on Pip, so thanks for that. I think she's already sort of explained a little bit about me, but for me this is a little bit scary. I feel quite nervous doing this. I'm not. Are you good? Okay. This makes it more scary, but okay. So I'm not a professional public speaker, like Pip or maybe Andrew over there. I don't have years of experience doing this sort of mahi, but but I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to be part of this kaupapa, the Free Palestine kaupapa. One of my rangatira, Tanya, who has supported me in the last few years in regards to reconnecting back to my language and culture, has said that if you're not nervous, if you care, you're going to be nervous about what you're doing. So I know this is good news. And normally I like to be an activist, a bit more in the background than being up front here, but I had Marie and Pip that asked me to come and speak today, and I don't actually have anything written. I don't know if that was a good idea or a bad idea, but I guess I just wanted to be led by Wairoa and speak from my heart about having a voice, and also the reason why I tautoku this kaupapa of Free Palestine. So in regards to having a voice, I've been on my own healing journey in regards to being a wahine Māori, just like Joe here, who's my wahine Māori support person today. So thanks, Joe. And she also inspired me as well, because she spoke a few weeks ago and did a speech at the museum as well. So that's why I'm here. And I guess I wanted to talk a little bit about having a voice. For a very long time I felt like I didn't have a voice, because I didn't grow up with my language and culture, as I mentioned before, and always felt like my voice didn't matter and I just stay silent, or I felt like that's what it was about, that no one really wanted to hear what I had to say. And I think definitely in the last few years that's changed for me, and definitely this year, I think with this kaupapa in particular, has really inspired me to speak up and have a voice about things. And I guess I also want to show other people that they can also have a voice as well, and speak up too. And again, if I can do it, other people can do it, and it's going to look different for everyone. Maybe not everyone wants to be on a stage with a microphone. I didn't think I wanted to do this a few weeks ago either, but I am here, and it's going to look different for everyone. Maybe it's not standing up on stage and being an activist. Could be speaking to your whānau and your friends and your work colleagues, and just keep on talking about Palestine. I think that's really the main message behind that. But don't be afraid of your voice, speak up, and you're all here today, and there's obviously a reason why you're here today, and that means that your voice matters, because you care about what's happening in Palestine, you care about our Palestinian whānau. That's another reason why I'm here today, because I care about our Palestinian whānau here in Otepoti, and I've been really fortunate that I've been able to make those connections with them, and that's just part of my whānau now, so that's really special. People like May and Renard, and Malik, of course, who's in the background over there, and Rula, and many other people as well. That's one of my main messages, is let your voice be heard, don't be afraid. We're on the right side here, we should be all speaking up. And I guess I want to tell a little bit about my story and why I do tautoku this kaupapa, and Pip said a little bit about it, that I work with the former refugee community, and that started in 2017. I got the privilege to be able to work with families who are from the former refugee community, and for me it was a real eye-opener doing this mahi, but I feel like I got more out of it than I think the families I supported through their resettlement journey. And I just feel very privileged to be able to do this work. The majority of the former refugee community here in Dunedin are Middle Eastern and mainly Muslim, and so yeah, that's one of the reasons why I feel really close to this kaupapa, because I've been fortunate that I've been able to get to know the Middle Eastern Muslim community, but they've also really welcomed me and embraced me into their own community. Even when I didn't feel like I had my own community, they became my community. So, you know, they have a lot of manaakitanga, hospitality, and yeah, that's really what it's about. I sort of felt like it became a personal journey for me. They inspired me to reconnect with my language and culture as well, because they're very strong in their language and culture and their faith, and yeah, that really made me want to reconnect with myself as well. And they would also quite often ask me, you know, where I was from, about myself, and they were really interested when I said that I was Māori, and they were like, why don't people speak Māori, you know, in everyday language? And I'm like, well, yeah, why don't we speak Māori in everyday language? And yeah, quite often when I was growing up, I was really whakama about being Māori because I was disconnected, but they really made me feel like they were interested, and, you know, I felt more proud to be Māori when they were having those conversations with me. And so that really sort of started my journey and wanting to make those reconnections. And in Palestine, it would have probably been about 2019, I learnt more about Palestine and found out they were indigenous to their land. And that really opened up my eyes as well, and I started learning more about Palestine and all the other indigenous cultures in the world, and it made me feel less alone, making me want to make those connections. So yeah, I think I pretty much covered it, but yeah, I just feel very fortunate with the work that I do. I can't really say the organisation, but you can pretty much guess it if you Google refugee resettlement in Dunedin. Yeah, I mean, even though I can't really say it, I'm still really proud of being part of the organisation that works with the former refugee community. They do have a principle which is a bit of a conflict to me. They talk about neutrality, and I don't think you can be neutral when there's a genocide happening. So it's not something that sits comfortable with me. But
yeah, woo,
yeah.
yep.
So I'm here in my personal time, but I mean, to be honest, it's pretty much become a part of me, really, and you know, they can't really do too much about that. So yeah, and yeah, I think that's pretty much what I want to say. I just wanted to share my story about showing, you know, why I tautoku this kaupapa. We should all be doing that, just because it's humanity. We should care about our fellow human beings, but unfortunately there's still a lot of people that don't turn up to rallies, they're not speaking up about Palestine. So I just thank you for everyone for being here today and being part of this kaupapa. We really appreciate it, and I'm really fortunate to have this Palestine Solidarity Network here, and I think we all have personal stories of why we're connected to it. A lot of us do come from other communities, marginalised communities. There's the rainbow community, disability community, and so I think that makes us have that understanding of what it's like to be discriminated against, and for us to all have to stand together. So, kia kaha, and I think I was going to do a poem. Haven't taken too much time? No? Okay. Right. Bear with me while I have a look for it. Right, so I like this poem. It was actually Jasmine, who's part of the Palestine Solidarity Network. I don't know where Jasmine is. She's floating around somewhere. Oh, she's probably up there. But she showed me this poem, and it's a combination of both those communities, of the Palestine community and Māori community. So two communities that I'm connected to and I care a lot about. So I'll just start with it. I'm not really a poetry reader, so hopefully I do it justice, but yeah. So, for a start, we'd all stand up outside Starbucks and Macca's and Burger King and Pizza Hut and SodaStream and all those other companies would rain down on them like bombs out of the sky, or shred them like the shrapnel that shears the little limbs of the babies in Gaza. And then we'd wrap ourselves in TTT, we'll tattoo ourselves with the word our government is murdering. We'd all walk around with principles on our faces, principles on our chests, principles on our backs, on our arms, on our legs, all 5 million of us, so that word could not be, there's a swear word, with, notice there's tamariki around, so I don't want to say it. And then would all write poems about racism and colonisation, would write songs or jokes or graffiti. Oh, I've lost a graffiti. Oh, yeah. Would write songs or jokes or graffiti or comic strips or shopping lists about racism, and someone would make them into earrings or hoodies or bike helmets or umbrellas, would wear those words for everyone to read, and then we'll get in trouble for telling the truth about racism, all 5 million of us. And then our government could release 5 million press releases, 5 million official information apps on 5 million people for making art. And then we would all learn the haka ka mate, and we would all learn to write haka ourselves. Karitau o te kawana kaki whiru. We would walk in the steps of the real warriors, the Pōo, and the kids from Freiburg, like Tiro Paraha. We would shout, "It is deaf, it is deaf," and we would leap into the air on the legs of a 16-year-old kaitiaki, so high. We would come down again like fighter planes, barely skimming the surface again and again. Leaving the earth and landing, leaving the earth and landing. We would spit, all of us would spit into the earth in front of us, a shield against the free-headed taniwha who ravishes the earth, eating the bellies of school children and breathing the kings of tobacco.
I was just gonna say, and don't forget to boycott McDonald's, Starbucks, HP. There's lots of lists around there, so look them up and